What is up, everyone? It is finally arrived, and 11 days to Halloween. Wow, that's amazing. It's like I ordered this months ago. It was supposed to come in. It came out on the 13th of this month, and it took Amazon forever to send this fucking thing. But it's here. The Friday the 13th collection deluxe edition is here, and I have already took the liberty of just opening a box without trying to cut into it and waste my time. So let's pull it out and see what it looks like. There it is. With all of their original covers. You know, I have not seen all the Friday the 13th with their original covers since the VHS days. Now, originally on the DVDs when they were first released, like the first four had the original covers, and but 5, 6, 7, 8 had some really generic, awful covers. The artwork is amazing. Artwork by Devon, if I'm saying that right. Artist. He did an amazing job of all the Friday the 13th, of every incarnation of Jason from every film. Look at that. Let's just turn it around like that. It's like, yeah. That's fucking awesome. Has a 4K scanner from original negative for Friday the 13th, 1980. Both versions. Friday the 13th Part 2, 3, including a new transfer of 3 version. And Friday the 13th, the final chapter. New scans for Jason Goes to Hell, Final Friday. New commentaries. Hopefully they'll have some of the original commentaries from Part 3 and 7 with John Carl Beekler with Kane Hodder. That was awesome. On a previous edition of Friday the 13th. There were some really bad editions that came out a couple of times. I know there was a steel book version that came out a couple of years ago. It's on the internet right now, but it's ridiculously expensive, like almost $500. Someone wants to get rich off of that shit. So yeah, when this came out, the deluxe edition came out from Screen Factory, they sold out, so no one could get the posters. So I just had to order from Amazon when it became available, and here it is. And we're going to tear into it just a minute. Just one more look around. Look at the artwork. It is amazing. You know, my first introduction to Friday the 13th is Jason Lives. That was I think that was 87. I was still in school. I think, yeah, I was watching Jason way back when I was a little kid. My dad had a rent store years ago, and I would watch all the Friday the 13th, waiting for my anticipation to watch Jason Lives, because Jason Lives was the most rented out at the time. So I went from all these just to get to this, and when I tried to get to this was rented out. So when I finally got to watch it, it was incredible. So we're going to stop it here, and we're going to continue on with the introduction of each cover. So here is the first one. As you can see, it has the original cover on here. See the back. It also has a reversal cover. You can see, probably for the international covers, I imagine, for this one. This one also, some time ago, I also got the steelbook of this, and here it is right here. And it looks beautiful as well. But you can see in the box here, you got the theatrical version, and then you got the uncut version. That's incredible. And this one stars like Betsy Palmer, like she was the original one. Also got Victor Miller. That guy, you know, that's another damn thing about the Friday the 13th franchise right now. It's in peril because of Victor Miller and his greediness. Because he's claiming like because he written this, he's trying to claim Friday the 13th for himself right now, which is kind of douchey. And here we go with Friday the 13th Part 2. The body count continues. Oh, yes. Look at that. It looks incredible. 4K scan, original cinematic, negative. This only has one disc on this. And it also has a reversal cover too. But it's also in black, as you can see. And sorry, just kind of slipped out for a minute. Next we got Friday the 13th Part 3, the 3D version with the 3D cover, and I've never seen this. This is my first time I've ever seen them actually use the 3D poster of the original film. And there he is. The first introduction of the hockey mask, Richard Broker, the man that originally wore the mask, the legend himself, Richard Broker. Hopefully it's got the original commentary with the actors. Oh yeah, Larry Zerner, the guy that played Shelley, the one that gave Jason his mask. By the way, Richard Broker is a British actor as well, a British stuntman. So he is a very interesting guy to listen to on the commentary, because I listened to it in the original version on the DVD years ago. So this is a very fun commentary to listen to. Listen to the making of that film. Now we're going into Friday the 13th, the final chapter. I love that they're using the original covers to this. It's so cool. Look at that. Amazing. Oh yes. Corey Feldman. Now I know that he was going to do the Goonies right around the time of between 4 and 5. Because that's why he was, I'll get to 5 in a little bit. But here's the original. And it's also got an alternate cover as that one. It's just all black in there, but I prefer this cover of Friday the 13th, the final chapter, instead of the generic one they used some time ago on the DVD. Yeah, I know it sucks. I hate that. I hate the generic DVD covers of Friday the 13th that Paramount put out. It was so terrible. But here's something I have not seen. This cover of Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. If Jason still haunts you, you're not alone. This was their first introduction of trying to make the Tommy character the new Jason. But this was also the introduction of Roy. the guy who would eventually, yeah, if you've seen this movie, you know, but I'm not going to try to spoil it for you, but the Roy character, if you play Friday the 13th, the game, you know what I'm talking about. It's all, but this is not the cover I remember from Friday the 13th in the video store. What my introduction to, let's see. Nope, they don't have it. They did not use the original VHS cover for this, unfortunately. Does not have the one I'm talking about, but it has a hockey mask, but it looks very weird. So, I thought they were going to have the VHS cover of this, and nope, fortunately don't. It just has, if Jason still haunts you, you're not alone, and it's just the big letters on the back here. Let's get to part 6, my favorite in the franchise. Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives. This was my first introduction to the Jason character. When I saw the promos, I had to see this movie. And after I saw the promos and the advertisement and all and everything about this, that's when I started watching all the movies. And I was a little kid when I watched all these. So when I watched Friday the 13th from the beginning, I was scared shitless until we got to part 6 was the coolest one. It's kind of like this movie. Wow, look at that. Wow. Instead of just using a reversal cover, they just like have an amazing background for the DVD case. Amazing. That's fucking awesome. Jason Lives. I love this poster. It's like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 Dream Warriors poster. It's like the coolest poster in the entire franchise. Also has a lot of features. Well, the original guy that played Jason in this one. This is pre-Kane Hodder now. This is before Kane Hodder became Jason now. We're going to get to Kane Hodder in just a minute. And now, here's where we get into the Kane Hodder era. Friday the 13th, part 6. 7! Wow, I fucked that up. Part 7, The New Blood. On Friday the 13th, Jason is back, but this time someone's waiting. They were also talking about the Freddy vs. Jason at the time as well. I think they were doing some kind of deal with New Line Cinema, and they were trying to put the Freddy character and the Jason character. And that deal didn't go through, and we ended up with Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. This is also John Carl Buechler's first director directing the franchise. Part 7. This movie has the best continuity of the entire franchise of Jason, for all the damage that has ever been done to him through 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 5, yeah, and 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of the previous 4 movies where he has all the damage that was done to him, especially his head, where all the scar that was done to him, that was his fatal, the fatal blow that was done to him in Part 4. It's still there. Every kind of damage, like, yes, he's still missing his eye from that film, so he is fucked up. Also has commentary, The Making of Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Also, there was a previous film that John Carl Buechler and Kane Hodder worked on, was Prison, I think. Also a great commentary on that one as well. Now we're getting into the one that has a lot of problems. But Kane Hodder is the best damn thing about this movie. This movie, Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, which there was a portion of the movie that was filmed in Manhattan, but unfortunately, the rest of the film was filmed in New Jersey, I think. And it had the worst continuity on the Jason as a kid. They made him look normal for some reason. I don't know why. I think the director did not do the research on the Jason character, because Jason was not a normal child when he was young, when he drowned. So in this film, they make Jason, when they show the past version of him as a child when he's drowning, he looks like a normal kid, which is completely out of continuity with the entire series. To me, this movie is just a clusterfuck. It has some of the best kills. It's like Kane Hodder is the highlight of this fucking movie, but the story is not good. Although the movie has so many good things, like the music that's in this movie is kind of the same composer. This is the first one that does not does not have like the music is not composed by Harry Manfredini. Yeah, the composer of this is the actual composer is the one that did the Friday the 13th, the series composer, because I instantly recognized the music from the movie. It's like they were definitely doing, got the composer from Friday the 13th, the series, to do the music. And that's another thing that just was a little off about this. It just didn't sound like a Friday the 13th. I mean, it is the one movie that's kind of really done terribly, and it's got a horrible ending. And I think the director, I remember listening to the commentary, say he wanted to, if this is the last one, he wanted to kill Jason character off. And he did it so terribly. It's just like, it's just ridiculous, unfortunately. I hate it. But, you know, I still love it because it's got Kane Hodder, and it's still Friday the 13th, and it's still in the 80s. Now we're getting into the New Line cinema, the New Line era, when Sean Cunningham got the rights back to Friday the 13th, and we got Jason Goes to Hell, and this is the one where that Adam Marcus decided to, I don't know, Adam Marcus made a bunch of stupid decisions about not having Jason in the whole movie. It's like, we killed Jason off at the beginning. They blew him up, literally. And he's doing this body hop. And what they done was they ripped off this other movie called The Hidden, where this alien creature does body hopping. Yeah, the director denies it, but I know he was ripping that movie off. I mean, you can't just go and lie to people and tell them, well, I never saw that movie. You were definitely lying. You definitely said. And I was listening to some of the interviews with him. It's just fun, stuff like that. And it's like, dude, you really, and this movie had a whole thing where Jason was being pulled down into hell by demons, and that was never seen. I remember seeing that on the Sci-Fi Channel years ago about the demons pulling him down to hell, and it never happened in the goddamn movie. But you did see their hands and shit like that, but you didn't see the demons at all. Here, look at that. You can see the demons right there, but you never see them actually pulling him into hell. But you see it in the deleted scenes, like this movie. What the fuck? But it had some of the best gore stuff, and it had some of the best gore scenes. And I remember getting this on VHS and getting the unrated version, and you know what? All those gore scenes are fucking awesome. But Jason is hardly in this movie. He is hardly in it. He's at the beginning, and he's at the end. It's like, fuck. Look at all these. You got commentaries with actors. 4K scan, yes, awesome. It's still good to watch, but still, wow. Jason, is this the one movie where Jason is hardly in the fucking movie? And now we get into Jason X, which I thought was supposed to be Jason 10. There's the Roman numeral that there means Jason 10, but people think it's Jason X. But I know it means 10 because this is the 10th installment of the series, and this is where Jason's in space. And it's really good because Jason has a new upgrade, and the upgrade, what the upgrade does is it restores his eye that he's lost since part 4, and it's like the nanos just repair his body completely, and he's a brand new Jason. But half the movie, he's got this. Here's the one movie where Jason actually has hair for some fucking reason. Some reason, Jason's got hair on his head. And it's weird to me. It's like, wow, Jason has never had hair. All of a sudden, he's got hair. A little like a little crew cut hair. But he's got a hair for some reason. And I've never seen Jason with hair until this movie came out. So he had some hair in like part 2, but it was like some of it was falling out. He was balding. But now he's just like, his hair started to grow back. And then this half the movie, he gets a new upgrade and he's back to his bald look again. Thank goodness. But he looked pretty cool when he became Uber Jason. We never got Uber Jason in the video game, unfortunately, because the Victor Miller, son of a bitch, Victor Miller fucked it all up for us all. Okay, now we get into one of my favorites, Freddy versus Jason. I went to see this one. I went to see Friday the 13th Part 8, 9, 10, Freddy versus Jason, which is the best one. I love it because it's got Robert the legendary England. And unfortunately, Kane Hodder was not in this movie. It's Ken Kersinger. Ken Kersinger was Kane's stunt double in Part 8. He's the one that gets thrown across the bar. And somehow Ronnie Yu decide, well, I want Ken Kersinger to be Jason, not Kane, which is the definitive Jason we all know and love. And I know that I've seen a lot of I talked to a lot of people on Friday the 13th. A couple of my friends in the chat attack that talked about Ronnie Yu did not do the research on these films, which you should do. If you're going to direct a movie franchise, you as a director need to do the research, or at least try to fucking give a shit. But Ronnie Yu did not, unfortunately. I remember Kane Hodder was so pissed off about this shit that they gave his role to another stuntman. I remember reading articles about this too on Fangor magazine years ago about how his eyes or some shit like that. Excuses from Ronnie Yu. I was like, Ronnie Yu, Jesus Christ, dude. Although it's a good movie, some of it was good. It's like this movie went through some production hell. This is the one movie, Freddy vs. Jason, been going through some production hell since Friday the 13th Part 7. That's how long it's been trying to make this movie. And now they can't make another one because they waited too long because Robert is too old to do another Freddy vs. Jason now. Robert said he would do it just for Freddy vs. Jason. But since when Robert was in this, he was in his 50s. He was actually at the appropriate age of Freddy Krueger. But now he's just too old. unfortunately, they waited too long, and now we'll never see a sequel like Ash versus. I remember Ash, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, which became a comic book. It's pretty good now. And we get to the reboot. And here it is, the reboot. Welcome to Crystal Lake. From the producers of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, yes. The Marcus Nimple. The director of the original remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Which was a pretty good movie. But I like the fact that he's the go-to guy when they do the remakes. This is from Platinum Dooms, by the way. They're the ones that do the remakes at the time. They were originally going to do a Halloween remake, I remember, years ago as well. But that never happened. Thank goodness. But this is the first introduction of let's see, the new Jason. It's like they went back to Jason running in, but they kind of took out some of the mythos about Jason the Curse. I remember they were doing a lot of bullshit that I was not a fan of. So they just gonna make him. We're just gonna make him like a guy that lives in the woods. Like, I do not like that shit. Okay, we want Jason. Jason's a curse. That's the curse of Crystal Lake. Is called is. But they were trying to make it like, well, he's just a wild guy in the woods. He's kind of something more than just some guy in the woods. It's kind of like Michael Myers. Michael Myers is not just some killer. Someone does not get up from getting shot 6 times in the heart. I mean, that's just how it is, you know. That's one thing, some of the problems I had about the Halloween 2018 reboot, soft reboot, where they tried to ignore a few things like the supernatural aspect of these characters, which makes them more than just a human being. They are not just some human being. They are some other entity. This is a really good remake, though. And I think this one has the least features, as you can see. Probably has most of the same features from the previous Blu-ray, but it also probably has like no 2 discs. This is just the same disc as before. I can definitely tell. This is the same Blu-ray disc I had before. Killer cut. Also has alternate cover, which is cool. Okay, they got the alternate cover. That's cool. I love that. That's awesome. So we're going to get to the final DVD, and that's the bonus material. Let's see if it has it has the cover of the girl from part 1. That's awesome. Look at all this. Look at all these. Interview with composer Henry Manfredini, which is legend. He's the guy that does all the Friday the 13th. He's done every fucking film except part 8. That's the only one he was not a part of. And the ones from New Line Cinema, like Jason Goes to Hell and and Jason X and Freddy vs. Jason. Screen Queens, horror heroines exposed as tales from cutting room floor. Friday at Artifacts, collectibles, Jason Forever. I'm gonna see that shit. Definitely. Cool. Awesome. Now we are here doing the final thing that's included with Friday the 13th Collection Deluxe Edition is this little booklet. is awesome. We don't have time to get through this, but we're going to just go through the booklet here. You can see, oh, it's Crazy Ralph. You're going to get blood, ain't you? You'll never come back again. You're doomed. You're all doomed. Wish they had Crazy Ralph in the video game. That would have been awesome. Betsy Palmer. Man, Victor Miller, asshole. I'm going to read into this. You know, Steve Miner directed part 2 and 3. He's also the same one that directed Halloween 20 Years Later. And there's Mrs. Voorhees from the, you know, I know a lot of people are going to recognize this from the video game. Richard Broker. Like that iconic hockey. You know, part 3 is like the iconic hockey mask of Jason. There's Tommy Jarvis. Little Tommy Jarvis. Corey Feldman. Awesome book. Look at that. That's when she smashed him in the head with that hammer. Ooh, splitting headaches. Oh, that guy. Oh, I remember part 4. I mean 5. I meant to say 5. This guy from part 5, he got it bad. And the fact that he was he annoyed the shit out of this one dude, and he's like, you'll have to see what happens. It's all over a goddamn candy bar. Oh yeah, that dude got fucked up over a goddamn Snickers bar. Would have made a nice Snickers commercial. There he is, Tommy Jarvis. Yeah, fuck you, Jason. I know that scene. Oh yeah, there's Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder's Jason. That's the best Jason. And that's the first time when the mask comes off. And it's a cool Jason. Part 7 has the coolest look of Jason in the entire franchise. Except when you get to part 8, and that's when it all goes to shit. And he say it looks like his face looks like a mess. Yeah, like I said before, part 8 has the worst continuity in the entire franchise. Jason goes to hell. I'm just going through each page here, so you know what's in it. Jason X. Jason X is just the 10th installment in the franchise. I mean, Jason X basically means 10. Yeah, that's weird how Jason has hair in that movie. It's still weird to me seeing Jason with hair. A head full of hair. Yes, that's Ken Kersinger as Jason. Yes, Ken Kersinger's tall, but he's not Kane Hodder. He does not have the traits of Kane Hodder. So Kane Hodder Jason has certain traits. When Jason looks at you, he's like a shark. It's like if Jason turns his head, he goes for your ass. Unlike Ken Kersinger's Jason is just, he has some of those traits. I think he copied some of it off of Kane, but he's just not Kane. I mean, everyone wanted to see Kane Hodder and Robert Englund duke it out in Freddy vs. Jason. Not Ken Kersinger and Robert Englund. Although there's a lot of problems with Robert Englund's makeup in Freddy vs. Jason, where his brow looked a little bit off. So many good things. And there we go, the remake. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's this one scene that was cut out in part 7 where this guy's head would be, he crushed it like a sponge. He basically crushed his head until it was just like nothing. He basically crushed his head like a sponge almost. And that's a booklet from the Friday the 13th collection. Alright, that is Friday the 13th collection deluxe edition, available at Screen Factory and Amazon.